What's up YouTube, this is Prince with ATP101, and in this video I want to do a review of the iPhone 7 Plus. This is it right here, the beast. I love this phone. So let's talk about all the specs and all the new things and what's going on with this phone. So right off the bat, there's 5 colors. There's rose gold, gold, and silver, and 2 new colors, black and jet black. I wanted the black, but I could only get the rose gold because there's a shortage right now. And it comes in the storage variants of 32 gigabytes, 128, and 256. This one is the 128. The 32 gigabytes costs $769, and then the 128 is $869, and the 256 is $969. So, and also the jet black only comes in 128 and then 256. There's no 32 gigabytes in the jet black. And I would say if you're getting this, try to get it to 128 at least. I mean, they got rid of the 16 gigabyte, but 32 gigabyte is still not enough in my opinion. So they also, this phone has 3 gigabytes of RAM. The regular 7 has 2 gigabytes, so be aware of that. And this one has 2,900 milliamp hour battery, which means it has 21 hours of talk time and up to 16 days of standby time, 13 hours on 3G and 4G LTE if you're on the internet. That should last, and then it should be 15 hours on Wi-Fi. And this thing also has NFC for Apple Pay. That's it. This NFC only works for Apple Pay. And on this phone they also have a new home button. So this is not a regular button that you hear the click, but it's not actually clicking, and that's cool. I like the new button. At first I didn't like it, but I like it now because it feels good. I mean, it works. I mean, you could go to general, home button, and you could pick the intensity of the click. So 2, I always have it at 2, and 3. I don't know if you could hear that, but yeah, I always have it at 2, so you could do that and you could set it up. And the thing about this is, if you have a glove on, it won't press. I mean, if you have a glove on, it won't press because it has to feel like the heat of your skin. So if you have a glove on or something and you hit it, it won't press. So yeah, keep that in mind. They use the whole Taptic engine to simulate a touch. I mean, simulate a press. I mean, so yeah. And the display on this phone is basically 5.5 inch Retina display, and this is an IPS display, and it's a 1080p resolution. That's kind of cool, but for the price of this phone, I definitely think Apple could have went up to a Quad HD display for this phone, because this phone costs $869 for the 128 gigabytes. So they definitely could have went up to Quad HD, but it is what it is. And it's a 1080p and 401 pixels PPI. That means pixel per inch. It's decent, but it's definitely not the best display in the market, especially for a top of the line phone like this. And this display also has an oleophobic coating over it that should prevent against fingerprint. No phone has a fingerprint resistant screen. They say it, but it doesn't happen. And also this phone is dust and water resistant, Ip67 rating. That means basically 3 feet for 30 minutes underwater. And I did a water test on this guy. Definitely survived for 30 minutes. You guys could check the video, link in the description. So yeah, water resistant, not waterproof, water resistant. So if you drop it in water splash on it, it should be fine. And water and dust, so dust will get in, and that's definitely good. Apple definitely bumped it up with the whole dust resistant, and I definitely like that. And this phone has new A10 Fusion chip, which is a quad core chip, 64-bit, and also the M10 motion co-processor. Basically does the whole motion tracking and all that kind of stuff. And let's talk about the main thing, the camera. So this has two cameras on the back, which is both 12 megapixels, wide angle, and a telephoto. So the wide angle has a f1.8 aperture, and the telephoto has a f2.8 aperture. And the 7 Plus also have an optical image stabilization, so for recording and for taking video. And the camera also has a 2-time optical zoom, which is real-time zoom. So if I go to take a photo, right now it's at 1. 2 times, you see how it zooms in? And that's real zoom right there. And if I want to zoom in more, as soon as it passes 2, as soon as you go more than 2, it starts to do digital zoom. That's when the graininess start coming. So 2 times zoom is real cool, and then as soon as you pass that, go up to 10. It goes all the way up to 10, but that'll be digital zoom, and it is what it is. Digital zoom is kind of, it gets grainy, but it is what it is. And this also has a 6-element lens, and the lens is covered in sapphire. A lot of people are saying this thing is covered with glass. This thing has sapphire on it. You could check Apple website. I don't know why it's scratched. People saying they scratch easy. I don't know if it's some new kind of sapphire that Apple mess with, but this thing has sapphire on it. Mine looks good. No scratches. And also the home button has sapphire too. People are saying it has glass. No, it's definitely sapphire. And this camera records 4K video at 30 frames per second and 1080p at 30 or 60 frames per second. Also, it does slow motion at 120 frames per second. And you could also take like an 8 megapixel image. So if you're recording, you could take an 8 megapixel image while recording. So that's real cool. And I must say, this thing takes real nice video. So all you video heads and taking a lot of pictures, this is definitely the best camera on the market. One of the best. I would say the best. So it's up to you. And the front camera is a 7 megapixel eyesight camera that's records in 1080p, not 4K. The rear ones record in 4K. The one on the front is basically a bump up from the 5 to a 7 megapixel, and it does record in 1080p HD. And this camera has a f2.2 aperture. And also this phone has stereo speakers. So on the bottom right here, this is a speaker. This is not a speaker. This is just a mic. That's the whole look right here. Just makes it look good. So this is a speaker right here, and also in the earpiece there's a speaker. So when you hold your phone like this, you're getting one going that way and one coming toward you. So this phone is real loud, like super loud. So if I go to iTunes real quick, let's play a song. Let's play.
Try to make a next motherfucking scene up
so this phone is definitely one of the loudest phones on the market right now. It's not like boom sound or anything, but definitely a good upgrade from the 6 and 6 Plus and 6S. You know what I mean? And also, the last thing I want to touch on before I give you my opinion on everything is the fact that there's no headphone jack. Apple removed the headphone jack, so now you have lightning headphones. So let me grab those real quick. So this is what you get. You get lightning headphones, regular AirPods, but it's lightning. And you also get an adapter, which this thing costs $9. It comes in a box free, but if you lose it, it costs $9, and it does work. I mean, whatever the regular 3.5mm headphone jack was used for on the regular old iPhones, so if you had like one of those plug-in swipe, you could use this for it. So whatever that thing was used for, you could use this for it. And this is the new headphone. It is what it is. I don't care too much about that because since I had this phone, I haven't even used this. I never really use a lot of headphones that, you know what I mean? Only time I use my phone is when my headphones, my big ones, so like when I'm cutting my lawn and the lawnmower is making a lot of noise, I like to use a headphone, but I got the adapter. It is what it is. But I definitely wish Apple didn't get rid of the headphones for a lot of people, but I mean, it is what it is. I think they shouldn't have gotten rid of it, but it's not hitting me too much. I'm more worried about the other people with a lot of headphones that's gonna have to use an adapter. In the car, you're gonna have to use an adapter, and you can't charge and listen to your headphones at the same time. But I'm working on a video to show you guys a super cool alternative to that. And there you go, guys. That's all the specs for this phone. And now, my opinion. This phone is a beast. The battery life on this phone is amazing. The camera is amazing. I'm so happy I went to the plus models. Usually I get the regular 6S. Now I went to the plus. Definitely I went with just the screen size, and you could put it in landscape mode, all that kind of stuff. It just, and the new iOS 10, and I'm running iOS 10.1 beta. So what I get with this is this cool portrait mode. So, alright. So for my camera, here we go. In real time. Go back to portrait. See that? Glad I got that on camera. So let's kill all these apps. Let's go back. Open up my camera. Okay. So now we're live. So this new portrait mode is basically lets you take a cool little picture with the background blurred out. And it works. It definitely works. Let me show you guys some pictures that I took with that whole effect. And overall, this camera is just cool. I mean, so this is a picture I took with that whole effect right here. So that's the picture with the whole background blurred out and the main image is in focus. And this is how it looks without it. So when you take a picture like that with the whole camera, with the whole depth effect feel, it takes two pictures. So it gives you one regular. You could get rid of that. You go to settings and only have the regular, this one. So that's the regular one, and that's the one with the whole depth effect, and that's real cool. And that's a regular shot, and when the depth effect is on, boom, look at that. I mean, so definitely a plus. And the front camera is definitely amazing too, guys. All your selfie heads, all your Snapchatters, this camera is a beast on the front. I mean, it's just the whole phone is just a nice phone. What I don't like is the fact that it has a 1080p. For all that money we're spending, we could definitely get Quad HD. And I don't like the fact that there's no headphone jack. Even though I don't use it that much, I'm definitely not feeling it. And yeah, that's about it that I don't like about the phone. No headphone jack, the 1080p screen. Yeah, and that's about it. But the camera, man, I love this camera. And the flash right here is a quad. It has basically 4 lights in there, 4 LED, quad LED flash, true tone flash, really bright. Even when you go to the flashlight, this thing is super bright. And the cool thing is you could lower the intensity with 3D touch, so it keeps getting brighter. And then that's super bright. This thing is definitely a cool flash, and as I said, 3D touch on the display, so you could do your whole 3D touch, and it's real cool. And the whole Taptic engine works real great. So when you drop this down, this is on iOS 10, when you drop it down, you can feel a little Taptic feedback, and that's also cool. And overall, this phone is definitely a good upgrade from the 6 or the 6S Plus. I'm definitely loving this. I know it keeps the old design, but they kind of streamlined it a little bit, putting instead of having the antennas running across here, now they have it up top, and it has this huge camera hump. But that camera hump is not that bad because the cameras on here is amazing. You know what I mean? So that's real cool. I wish they would have just left it. They would have made it fatter. If it had the size of this camera, the whole hump, if it had that size with a bigger battery, like a 3,500 milliamp hour battery, that would have been a super win. That would be a huge win for everybody. A nice thick phone filled with battery instead of having the hump. But now they're trying to do thin and light, and it is what it is. But overall, guys, this phone is definitely a beast. If you want to do a benchmark, in fact, let me show you guys a benchmark of this phone. So there's the benchmark that I took right there, guys. So for the single core, it's 3,416, and the multi-score is 5,546. And this phone is definitely a beast. Whatever task you could throw at it, this phone will handle, no problem. Multitasking, everything, this phone will handle. A lot of people are complaining about a hissing around when you put a lot of pressure on this phone watching videos and all that. I haven't experienced that, and I won't go looking for it. I'm not looking for any problems. If I could hear it from right here, there's absolutely nothing. If I could hear it from here, then it would be a problem. If I have to turn off everything, stick this thing to my ear to hear the sound, then that's not a problem. I mean, I'm not looking for any problem. No hiss gate for me. I don't know if some people are complaining about that. It is what it is. I mean, and it's definitely water resistant. I tried it 30 minutes underwater. It worked great. I mean, took it out, everything works fine. Nothing, it shouldn't be no bending issues. Overall, this phone is a super cool phone. Definitely don't get the 32 gigabyte. To throw that extra $100 on there is definitely worth it. A lot of videos, a lot of everything, and you don't want to get that pop-up saying you're running out of storage. You have to use cloud storage. I mean, definitely get the 128 gigabyte. And if you get the jet black version, make sure you slap a skin on that baby. I will have a skin on this pretty soon. That should be coming in, so subscribe for that. And I have several other videos linked in the description that I did with this. I mean, showing you guys some new lightning headphones and all that. Link in the description. And overall, my feeling about this phone, if you have a 6S Plus and you want to upgrade, should you upgrade? I would say upgrade. If you have an upgrade waiting, or if the money is not the problem, definitely go ahead and upgrade. If you like taking cool pictures, and if you just like if you want the best phone, the best iPhone, and maybe the best phone on the market right now, then definitely upgrade. If you're an early adapter, go ahead and upgrade. But if you don't have a lot of money, and you could wait. I mean, you could wait. Don't stress yourself to get an expensive phone. Even though it's a nice phone, it still doesn't have a quad HD screen, and it doesn't have a headphone jack, so you got to keep all of that in mind. But if you have an upgrade or you got some payment plan going on, definitely go ahead. This is the best phone I've ever used. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how I think about the whole upgrade situation. And you guys will definitely love this phone. I'm so happy I went with the Plus variant this time, and I know you guys will too. I mean, it's just so fast. Like, it just does everything. Multitasking. The new home button is dope. It just feels good. I mean, and I have it on 2 settings. I didn't go to 3. I have it on 2. And overall, this thing is definitely a dope phone. So there you go, guys. That's my review of the iPhone 7 Plus. Battery life is definitely amazing. This thing will definitely last me all day. Full charge when I leave here, going to work. When I get home around 5, you know what I mean, I'm still at like 30%. And I'm watching videos, I'm doing Twitter, you know what I mean, I'm doing all that. Camera, definitely a beast. I mean, both front and rear cameras, definitely. Speakers, amazing. The screen could have been better, but it'll work. I mean, 1080p, it'll work. And they also got those new colors, so if you guys want to show off that you got the new iPhone 7 or 7 Plus, definitely get the black or the jet black, and you guys will be good. Sprints with ATP 101. Rate, comment, definitely subscribe for more videos. Peace. Thanks for watching.